Something really valuable about actually attending and being here in person is having the opportunity to actually ask the speakers while they're there, go up to the microphone, ask a question that you have, or meet them after the talk, chat them up in the hall. There's just a lot of opportunities if something isn't really clear to you to kind of just get in there and get a much clearer answer if you need one.
Well, hello everyone. I will try to be fast. We have a team that is really happy. They have a product that their customers are using. They're using Conan to manage their dependencies, and they only have 2 direct dependencies. In this case, what we have is a post estimator that actually works quite well, and things seem to be really happy. But then one really bad day, they saw this in the news, and they realized that their dependencies, once the graph is resolved, they actually are affected because they have the bad version. Panic times. So there's obviously, as it happens, a crisis meeting to decide what to do, right? We have our security researcher that is asking, okay, I need to download this version and I need to make sure whether we're affected or not. We have the tech lead that is wondering, hey, we're not even using this directly. Why is this even in the dependency graph? And he's a bit cranky because it's a Saturday and we're having the crisis meeting and he was supposed to be in the barber, right? We have the DevOps person that is like, oh no, we can do a build, we can use the older version, but is the older version good? Because from what we're reading in the news, maybe there was a person, a malicious actor, working on this library for 2 years. So how far back do we go? And then we have the boss who's like, okay, let's work together. Let's find a solution for this and run it by our compliance team so we can issue a hotfix for our customers. Teamwork, exciting times. So first we have the security researcher who the first point of action they want to do is they want to download the potentially malicious code, build it in a sandbox to analyze whether our product is affected or not. And what happened is that the server, they removed the file from the server. I think even GitHub removed it as well, so it was inaccessible. So if you were on duty that weekend and we're trying to actually analyze this, you may have to dig deeper for this. But Conan can help us here because even if you don't have internet or you're in an air-gapped environment, or in this case, the sources got taken down, what we have is a feature when we create a package the first time and you upload it to your Artifactory, you can actually create a backup copy automatically and transparently of the original sources. So the next time you do a Conan create on that particular version, it's going to tell us, hey, I didn't find this in the URL I was expecting, but I am finding it in the backups that you have configured me to look at, right? So this was uploaded earlier. So this is actually quite good and is tracked by checksums as well, so we know it's a correct file. Now, the tech lead is moving on to his task. He wants to determine why is this a dependency in the first place, so we can use the Conan Graph Info HTML format to visualize this. And this is actually very interactive. You can click on dependencies and see the arrows where they come from. And there's actually 2 libraries in our dependency graph that depend on XZ-utils. And furthermore, we can see that it's an optional dependency, right? So we realize, oh, we may be able to not require this at all, and our product is not affected. And then, because he really wanted heads to roll, he's trying to figure out who made this the default. Why is this the dependency in the first place? Well, it was him. He was cranky in the first place. And then the DevOps person with this information, they're like, okay, the only things that I need to change in my project to rebuild my project is the Conan file to simply set those options so that those dependencies are built without the bad executils. And how do we do this? You may have seen in your code bases that you have a super long Jenkins file or whatever to build your dependencies one by one in a hard-coded order, right? We don't need to do this. We can actually rely on Conan to tell us what is missing as a result of the changes in the Conan file. So we have the Conan graph build order command that can give us, in this case, I'll show the HTML output, but we also have a JSON output as well. And what this is telling us here is that the first level means that those 2 things can be built in parallel, right? And then we can build OpenCV. Remember, even though we had 2 direct dependencies, there were actually 40 plus dependencies in the entire graph. So only these 3 need to be built. So good, we can ship this, right? Not so fast. The compliance team wants proof to give to our customers. Conan is able to generate a SBOM, in this case, CycloneDX format. So the team is now, okay, we have the receipts. We can actually show this to our customers. And if you want to be protected for the future, Conan integrates really well with Artifactory and X-Ray, and you can set rules to prevent downloading the dependencies if there's an urgent advisory on any of your dependencies. Thank you so much.